Joe's partnered with Movember to urge guys to pick a mate and have a proper chat. To provide some inspiration, we've sent some local sports stars off rugging to lighten their load.
Yeah, we're here in Drumwood in Foxford today. It's a great place to just enjoy a walk with a mate, shoot the breeze. Yeah, we're here on behalf of Movember. What we are is we're presenting stones which kind of resonate certain topics or feelings that we want to talk about and encourage people to get something off their chest if they're feeling a bit anxious or down about certain things in life. I know myself coming into these winter months there can be tough, like it's difficult, and we're lucky enough, I suppose, to have a bit of a connection there, and hopefully everybody has somebody that's there willing to, just shoot the breeze or just have a chat, just get out here, like bit of nature, bit of fresh air, like what more do you want?
But really, are you okay?
Yeah, like I'm in a similar place to you, I suppose, but honestly, if I'm to be completely honest, like I'm a little bit anxious, like I'm a little bit nervous there. Things are going relatively well at home, like the kids are good. Had a difficult time, to say the least, this time last year. I stopped training, I tried to give myself a bit of a break, and like, although I know what anxiety and depression looks like and understand it and have heard many stories, I never really felt it, I suppose, and I didn't really know what I was feeling, to be honest. I knew I was walking around. Do you ever see that picture of like a person walking with a cloud above them?
Yeah.
It was perfect. Like it was that's the only way I could nearly describe it. I wasn't. It's not like I couldn't get out of bed. I wasn't having the worst time in my life. I just wasn't happy.
Okay.
In a very, very basic sense, I just wasn't happy. And like lucky enough, I actually went for a walk in the woods with one of my mates. We run a community group together, and we were shooting the breeze. And he was just kind of asking me about something, and I kind of brushed it off. And he knew me well enough, like, I'm eccentric and outgoing, and he was like, what's up, like, do you really want to talk, like? And I did. I just basically explained to him, like, just not great, like, I don't know what it is, but I'm not great. And he was like, you know what you need to do here, like, you need to go and see your GP. You know the advice, you give it to everybody, take your own advice, and I did. It was the first person I spoke to. I even said to him I couldn't talk to my missus or anything at the time, like, and he did advise me to talk to her. I still couldn't even do that, like, but nonetheless, it got me as far as the GP.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? And I went from there, and a couple of months down the line, a bit of counselling, a little bit of support, all of a sudden was back on track. Do you know what I mean?
Fair, and I think that's a good representation of your friend, that he was able to ask you that question, and you see how he knew you were off. So yeah. I think it was really important to have that guidance from him. I think like the first stone, I think it's important that we leave it for the next kind of group to come out and see this. So.
Future, man. The future. there's one for you. What does it look like? What are you thinking?
I try not to get consumed by what 5-10 years looks like, because I feel like I'm just going to miss out on too many stuff in the present now.
But sure, like, what have we learned over the last few years? Like, I'm sure a load of people had 5 and 10 year plans that have just been ripped up.
Yeah.
You don't know what's coming down the tracks there. Like, there are all these expectations upon you. You're supposed to do this year, you're supposed to do that next year, you're supposed to get married at a certain age, and all of this template that people think is life, and it's not true.
Like, I remember being in school, like, say you're 17 or 18, and like I kept getting asked, like, what do you want to do, where do you want to go? Not expectations, but I just became overawed by, I don't know what I want to do. I picked a college course for the sake of, because my friends were going to college. I picked it because I want to have a bit of a party life and enjoy life, but I wasn't ready for it. I was a very nervous student when it came to exams. I failed more exams than I passed. Then I get called stupid all the time. I'm not stupid, I know I'm not stupid. I'm a very smart person.
As was I remember feeling the exact same way as you. Generally stupid, like.
Yeah.
Because I heard enough about it over the years that I was struggling with just general classes. Alright, I got my leaving cert, but barely.
Same.
I went to college, enjoyed party life too much too, and failed at it miserably. And I'm back in college at the age of 27. Do you know what I mean? But I love it.
Yeah, great.
Because nobody's stupid. You have to find your niche.
Next stone we have is struggles. We all love those.
We have a few of them.
Is there anything else that struggling life, or is there anything going on that you feel that you're not struggling with, but the things that you haven't talked about or you could open up a bit more about?
She's like, I think they're funny. I think they're like waves. Actually, it's one of the conversations I had with a counsellor. The major struggle I actually had that I was helped identify at the time was being too busy.
Okay.
Like, that's actually genuinely what I think caused all that anxiety. Was all of these promises or all of these things that you were trying to do were stacked up on top of each other so high that if one went wrong, you know, if Mayo football, for instance, went wrong, or if my job just went a little bit everything would fall. It was because things were so busy and frantic. So I suppose to help myself in that time of struggle was try and just take a few things off that list, you know, try and say no to a couple of things.
You know, I've had that struggle for years too. I became a yes man for everybody. So I started neglecting the people that were the most important around me and focus on the people that I didn't need to focus on. And then I found myself just getting overwhelmed one time, and I just ended up talking to my wife about it, and he just goes, just say no. And I said, well, it's very hard to say no because you let them down. But then she just turned around and said, you're just letting yourself down. And as a result, I kind of just put time away for myself now. I say no, I actually enjoy saying no sometimes because that was a challenge for me that I couldn't get over for 3, 4, 5 years, and I just felt it freed me up. I was giving time back to people I really want to spend my time with.
Well, I still think it's a great topic to talk about, and I'm sure everybody has different opinions on it, but I think we're somewhat aligned. Surprise, surprise. I'm going to put this down here. Here's one there for you too. Body image. That's a topic for you now. I don't think it was a big deal back when I was growing up.
Like for me, I think that's become, well, and it's just personal experience from probably a pandemic, COVID thing. I probably kind of looked at this a bit myself through social media, and I felt a bit of pressure from actually, I suppose, exploring these sides of social media. We had a lot of time home during COVID.
Staring at the phone.
Staring at the phone and flicking, and I suppose getting what out of it. And I suppose the biggest thing I've learned from all this was people posting their workouts, the shape of their bodies, what they've eaten, what they're doing, and that's all fine. But what I found for myself personally, that it actually made me a bit anxious or nervous that I was sitting at home looking at this and should I be out doing something, or
because other people were doing it, like.
Yeah, I felt a bit pressured because am I lazy or am I not going to get these kind of ripped abs or this look or something like that, and it was for no reason at all, but I just came a bit of anxious pressure looking at other people, and what was I looking at?
I wonder, does everybody understand that, like, most of the stuff you see on social media or Instagram it's BS, like?
Yeah.
This really cracks me up. What is body image like? What do you mean, like, how am I supposed to look? Why do I have to look like somebody else? You don't look like anybody else. You are you, like.
Happy in your own skin.
So, if you have a big arse, you have a big arse, like yourself. Do you know what I mean? Big shoulders, like.
They're still nice.
Exactly, but do you know what? You can only look like yourself, like. I'm going to stick this one down here. Final one. Movember, man. Where you at?
Well, like, Movember for me anyway is like, that's why I've been involved with Movember before. It's a topic I love being involved with, to be honest, because I just feel it's a campaign that looks at what we're doing here, for instance, about having conversations, opening up, shooting the breeze with someone that you trust, you get on with.
It's powerful though, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
It's the right time of year. Things are getting dark, things are getting hard, and like, for fellas, it's that bit harder to have the conversation.
Yeah.
We know that, like, so it really is just, I think it's a fantastic thing. I'm delighted we're out here chatting. It's turned my day around, like.
Actually, this is hard to train.